Manchester United, considered the biggest club in the Premier League, has been struggling for a while since Alex Ferguson left, having sacked Erik ten Hag recently and appointing Ruben Amorim as their manager. They currently sit in 14th in the table after losing 5 games within a period of 22 days and 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League, conceding 18 goals in 10 games in all comps. We are here to rebuild them, and our goals are: number 1, to win a European trophy; number 2, to win the Premier League; number 3, to rejuvenate the team. This is the current Manchester United team with the updated database. Who will rise and who will fall? Let's find out. Welcome, guys. We are in January, and as you can see, we're the Manchester United manager. The tactic that we're playing is this: we're playing an Amorim system. We did lock in Rasmus Højlund because I want him to get that game time, to get better as a player. How have we been doing in the league? Currently sat in 8th position, which is not where Manchester United want to be. We're currently a little bit better than where, I mean, we're 9 points off up there, but we're only really 7 points off the top 4. Well, we're 9 points off second, which is close. But we're in January and I need to sell some players. And in real life, Rashford is being said to be potentially on the leave. So we're going to try and sell some players that we might not be using. We only have 2 million, but as you can see, Manchester United have a lot of debt. So we need to cut some of these players. 5 million in the balance. We need to sell some of these players, improve the team. How are we doing in other competitions? We are currently in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We're in the third round of the FA Cup. Europa League, we have basically qualified to the round of 16. We're waiting to see who will come out there, but I'm pretty happy with our performances on in these group stages. We had Rangers. I mean, we had a pretty easy group, which we made quick work. Um, but we're far in the Carabao Cup, which is pretty important. The board, I mean, they're pretty disappointed right now. They want us to do better, and because I'm playing this formation, locking players in, some players are not getting the game time. So we're gonna have to make the board feel a little bit better by really fixing up, getting some players in that we think will really strengthen this team. Because we do have some injury-prone players, and this is a tactic that I built. I mean, it's based on an Amorim system. I mean, you could say he plays 2 wingers, but I don't really, I don't really know if I would like that. So I'm playing this for right now. It hasn't been working the best, so I could change it to a 3-4-2-1 still, but it's just a little bit higher up the pitch. We have instructions on all the players, but I think the most important thing is to rack up some money, so we can actually make some sales, because our results have been a little bit ropey. In the league, though, we have lost 8 games, and if you look at the teams we're losing to, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, we're losing to the teams above us. We did lose to Leicester and Crystal Palace, but I feel happy that we're winning against the teams behind us. But we just need to get some players in that will really strengthen the team. And in January, um, I think that Ruben Amorim will do that. He will be provided with money and make sales to really strengthen the team. So that's what we're gonna do in January here. We're gonna come back at the end of January so I can show you what I've done. Well, guys, transfer window is complete, and we have Alphonso Davies has chosen to join Manchester United over Real Madrid to join in the start of next season. We only signed 2 players. Um, Weston McKennie has joined us. Someone who could provide depth in the defensive midfield on the right. We also do on the left. So, and then we also loaned in Tomasio. I think could be a player. In terms of dates, we have loaned some big boys. Marcus Rashford has gone to Tottenham on loan. Yeah, 1.9, 1.7 million, and they're taking care of a little bit of his wages. I think it's good. He wasn't playing enough, and obviously in real life he's unhappy. We also did a loan for Jerk's sake because he only played 2 games. So I was like, yeah, let's loan him out. So our team right now looks like this. So he actually goes in there, which is very nice. Um, so that means Ericsson drops McKenna's and goes to the right in the best 11, which I like. Rashford obviously not here, which will give some game time to Dallo or Hamalo. Hopefully, we can have some of our youngsters play some games, but we'll have to see. As I'm excited to the end of the season because I mean, since we kind of been in January, we have been doing pretty well. We have only drawn 1 game, but we have proceeded to the final um, of the cup. We're playing against Blackburn, so that should be a trophy right there. We should not be losing that. But in the Premier League, we have lifted ourselves to 6th place, which I mean hasn't really changed because the teams above us have been winning, but we're still within a few points of the teams above us. Nottingham Forest, curiously, doing very well, just like in real life. So this is pretty realistic. I mean, Everton's not doing so hot. Aston Villa down there. Bournemouth doing pretty good. Um, we do have 50 million, but I figured we'll keep that for next season. But let's get cracking and see what happens at the end of season 1. It's the end of the season, and we are. It's gonna be interesting because obviously we didn't have Rashford. We loaned out Rasmus Højlund. Sorry, we loaned out Xerxes. We didn't really sign many players, but let's have a look how we did in the league. A 6th place in the league. I mean, 29 goals from Rasmus. I think he has improved. I did lock in uh, Kobe Mainu, Diallo, and Rasmus Højlund. Diallo, I just need him to get game time so he can improve. He was also very unhappy and he wanted to leave on the free. The same goes for Diallo. He wants to leave on a free, and yeah, they're both very unhappy. So they give them game time. How have we done in other competitions? We have won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, but we got knocked out in the round of 16 by Monaco there in the. But we won both cups, so gotta be happy. But we have yet to win. Uh, finish off one of our goals. 3rd round by Coventry. 4th round Nottingham Forest, which is a good team. 5th round Portsmouth. Quarter-final Crystal Palace. Semi-final Newcastle in extra time. Can we find that out? Oh, it looked like it went to extra time and we scored 2 goals. They scored 1. We had Diego Dallo in the 89th minute. Defenders scoring, so that must have been set pieces. Let's actually watch the goals. I'm intrigued to see how this played out. So they scored their first goal, and then in the 89th minute, actually it wasn't from a corner. It was Dallo just cutting inside, just like we asked him to. And then it's a corner, set piece routine, far post, Maguire, and then they scored through a free kick. And then, oh no, a set piece again. Bruno Fernandes, Ugarte cuts it back. Dallo arriving late into the box. Beautiful stuff. And that wasn't even the final. So we played Brighton in the finals again, extra time. And let's watch the game. Let's watch the highlights real quick. But we were the better team. Looks like we scored first. Rasmus Højlund, nice little catch out there. Good pressing. They bounced back in the 33rd minute with Lamptey. What a goal. Mad Diallo scores from a free kick. Very nice, very nice. And then we make a mistake. They capitalize with Ferguson. And then Bruno Fernandes puts in the penalty for the win. That's a little bit more. Carabao Cup, we beat Blackburn in the final. We knew we were going to play them. We beat Arsenal in the 2-0 in the 3rd round. 4th round, beat Man City. Quarter-final, we beat Brighton. Brighton have really been a very strong team this season. We had to play them on extra time. 9-8 on penalties. Again, Marcus Rashford was very good there. We loaned him out afterwards. Liverpool, we just about had enough to beat them there. But after we beat them, we felt pretty comfy that we could go to the finals and beat Blackburn 2-0. Yeah, pretty good stuff. We had a sending off, but we managed to win 2-0. Jack Hunt over the highest average rating there. Runner up the Shield Europa League. Let's look at the groups because we saw how we did in the groups. We qualified and we went to the round of 16 and we faced Monaco, who were in the same group as Tottenham, and we lost them 3-2 on aggregate. And the league, I mean, looks like since I changed the formation in January, we did have an amazing February, and then March wasn't that great. Unbeaten April, but a lot of draws, and then we managed to. But the signings, Weston McKennie, I can see Weston McKennie, he was actually scoring some key goals there. But if we look at selection info, we'll be able to find out more about who did well. Rasmus Højlund, 29 goals, all comps. He looks like he improved. Very pleased with the improvement. Bruno Fernandes doing well. Mason Mount. Um, Diallo actually playing pretty well. Marcus Rashford, he was loaned, and he actually did much better there, so that's good. Maybe improves his value. I mean, 29 million is nothing. I'm not gonna sell him for 29 million. Casemiro, Garnacho, Weston McKennie actually have an averaging of 7, 3 goals, 7 assists. So he was very key. Good signing there. Kobe Mainu, 28 appearances, playing very well as well. So definitely have players that we need to cut. So we're gonna look into this. We do have Alphonso Davids who's gonna come in and make that left side, I believe, his own. So we're gonna have to strengthen this team. This was the um, manager Ruben Amorim's style. I might tweak it to my style in the next few seasons because I tried his style. We finish in sixth. We have Europa League next season, so it would be very interesting to see. We did change a tactic. We were playing complete wing backs to defensive midfielders, defensive wingers. But it would be interesting to see how we do with a formation I pick in this next season. So that'll be interesting. Maybe I'll do that. But we'll have to see. Let's get cracking in the summer. It's season two. Has well, our January transfer window was spending a lot of money, but also bringing in a lot of money. We are still trying to sell a few players that we couldn't make, but we did sell Marcus Rashford. Anthony Bruno Fernandes is an offer that I couldn't resist. 120 million for a 30-year-old who, I mean, Anthony going 36. I mean, it's mostly to get the bill out of the way. She played well last season, but I think I got the replacement. Fondo Davids, Andreas Schaudrup, Nelson Viper for 7 million. Trincal, who I think is a very good addition to the team. Joe Mario, who I think can do a really good job on the right hand side. Um, Samuel Okonga just for squad debt, and Florian Wirtz, the replacement for Bruno Fernandes. Very, very similar player in terms of style. They're very similar, and he is 8 years younger, so and he's a lot cheaper in terms of wages. I think Bruno was on about 350, so that's a lot less. And as you can see now, we have fairly, I mean, we could pull it down to 74 million. Um, we are taking some of the debt down, but we have played a few friendlies and we seem to be doing pretty well. The change of formation to something that I use, I mean, I just really like the DMs. I think DMs are better than central midfielders right now in this game. I just think we have better DMs too. Casemiro, Gate, they play naturally in that position. They're very good. I have Kobe Mine who can play there. I have Wes McKennie who can play there. So I'm kind of overloaded a little bit in the midfield here. I'm hoping that I can get Kobe Minu some game time. He can also play in that position. Um, yeah, trying to give him some game time. I got him to sign a new contract, which was important. Trying to give him more chances to play. Now that Casemiro is 33, I still don't know. There's still potential I sell him before the season starts, but Florian Wirtz is injured 2 months, so he might not be there. He won't be there for the start of the season. So um, we'll probably have Mount covering here. But I think we definitely strengthened the team. I think the team looks pretty good. We have two wing backs on attack, so we're going to be a very offensive team. Maybe I'll put them to support actually, because at first I put Alfonso Davies there. That's why he was wing back on attack. He can go on support. We'll see what happens. I feel pretty happy with my team. Joe Mario, he's classed as a 2.5 star, but I think he's better than that. He had a good season last season. Trincao also had an amazing season last season. 15 goals, 9 assists for Sporting to win the league. So excited, and I think this season we're going to come in and we're definitely going to be, we're predicted finishing fifth, and I do want to win that European trophy that we are still chasing. Won 2 trophies in one season, hoping to get a Europa League and a Premier League still. I feel like rejuvenating the squad, I feel like we have done that. We have done a pretty good job, because if we look at the age profile, we just need to get rid of maybe these 4 players here by the end of the 5 years that we're doing. I feel like Casemiro could be going like before this transfer window, if not next season, because his contract and Harry Maguire's expire next year. But also in terms of contract, Amad Diallo, he doesn't want to sign a new deal, so I'm really struggling to get him. He is leaving on a free. He wants to leave on a free, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, because he's like a key player. So maybe if he gets game time, he'll change his mind. I don't know, but we're gonna have to see, because we are up against the odds. We're going to see if we can do the job. Well, it's the end of the season. I did what I could. I mean, I set the contracts, so my general manager would give them new contracts if we needed. January the 1st right now, and how have we done in the league? A sixth place finish again. Garnacho, 27 goals this time around. Florence Wirtz and Alfonso Davies there. 68 points is not good enough. It's simply not good enough. Have we won anything else? We haven't. We haven't won anything. It seems like a step in backwards. And I mean, it's interesting because quarterfinals of the Europa League, we went further in their league phase. Obviously, it changed. We lost 1 game to Rennes. Round of 16, we beat Real Betis. Quarterfinal, we just lost to Porto, and in the FA Cup, runners up to Liverpool, and Carabao Cup quarterfinals, won the Community Shield. But we don't have a goal scorer. It looks like, because if we look at it, we have no one. Garnacho did pretty well. Good season from Garnacho, but besides from that, we don't really have many players there. Let's look at stats. If we look at stats, goals. Brighton actually scored the most goals, which is a little bit weird. We scored the 3rd most. We actually underperformed their XG. We conceded 8th most. Tottenham only conceded 21. Yeah, so it just hasn't been great by us. I did lock in Kobe Minu because I want him to get the game time so he can develop into a Premier League star. Diallo, did he sign a new contract? No, he has not signed a new contract, and he doesn't want to sign a new contract. So Amad Diallo is going to leave us. Uh, Very different to real life, but maybe he thinks he's bigger than Manchester United. The team looks good, so I'm a little bit shocked. I just feel like we're not scoring enough goals, and I've given the chance to Xerxes scored 24. They're not scoring enough. My strikers, Rasmus Højlund, I mean he scored 11 in 14 starts. We bought him for a lot of money, but 2 seasons and his average rating hasn't been over a 6.8, which is not great. Sheldrop actually played pretty well. Fondo Davids played well. Trincao, he played. I mean, he's only started 1 game, and he has an average rating of 6.8. John Murario did pretty well, high average rating there. I think we need a world-class striker. We do have 97 million, but again, our debts are just crazy, and we're in a position where we need to start selling some players. Maybe tweak a tactic back up. I do like the relationship that's being built on the left here. I think this is going to be very important for us. Verts, good relationship. Gate, I'm happy with Gate here. I think Casemiro might be time to go. I like the back line. I get how they're going. I like the right. I think I need to improve Diallo leaves, not really a big problem. I have Trincao, I have the players Casemiro leaving would add up some space, but I definitely need a world-class striker because these guys are not scoring for us, and we need to tighten it up a little bit defensively. We finished sixth twice, and we haven't won anything this time around, so we need to do better. And I'm surprised how I'm still in the job here because we look at team overview, most dribbles made, most shots for, we just haven't been scoring. If we can put away our shots, then we would be, doing better. So let's see what we can do. I don't really have a lot of money. That's the problem. So I'm kind of counting on really struggling to get players in. But Tottenham have won the league. Uh, Bournemouth getting relegated is one that has a lot of potential with some good players in there. They have quite a few good players, so we'll have to have a look because I need money and I am open. All my players are up for sale. All my players. So let's see what happens. Well. Signings, not a lot, but we made some sales. Weston McKennie, Lukonga, Casemiro, loaned out Chubby Odbi Martin, who could be a potential player for us in the future. He's playing in the first league of Norway there. We did sign Pedri for 78 million transfer list, so I think he's a good addition to the team. We brought in Laporte, who fans won't like to see, but he's a freebie. He wanted to come back to the Premier League. He was a Man City player. He's back with us. We also got in 16 on freebie, discount on freebie as well, and we bought a defensive midfielder who I think is a perfect replacement for Casemiro and Sam Lokonga, and I used up their funds. He was playing in League 7 average rating on Montpellier, who is not a good team. They're actually predicted to finish at the bottom. If I'm, our formation has been tweaked. We're playing this formation right here. It's a 4-1-1-3-1 with a deep lying playmaker in the central midfield position. We have Nelson Viper, who we're locking in. He's going to be my number one. I want him to bring us the goals because I've given a chance to Xerxes. I've given a chance to Garnacho. Sorry, not Garnacho. I've given a chance to Rasmus Højlund. This guy, he is 6'4", 16 finishing. And if we look at the comparison between him and, let's find him, Rasmus Højlund, right here. They look very similar profile. He is 2 years younger. He has a little bit more defending, more aerial, technical, attacking. If we look by attributes, he actually has 2 more finishing. I think Rasmus Højlund hasn't developed very well. He, I mean, he seems like he's developing now. It's bizarre, to be honest, how it works. But I want to give Nelson Viper a chance because I bought him and he didn't look like this. He had 1 season in Mainz and he's coming back and he's looking very, very good. Um, yeah, and then we have a back 2 now. I'm gonna try this because after all, we are predicted to finish 7th, so a lot of teams got better around us. We're trying to work with handling the debt, but also cutting players. So we're cutting a lot of our salary was 5 million when we joined. We lowered it down. But let's see what we can do coming up into our 3rd season. Season 3 has been completed. I showed you guys the transfers. Yeah, I think this guy will definitely improve the team. Hopefully, I'm hoping. 14 starts only. Let's get into it. 6th place. Oh, sorry, we're in January actually. We're in January. We're back. The end of the season, and I think there has been no real progress, and it's tough to say. 69 points, finishing in 6th again for the for the 3rd time in a row. Finished 6th, and it's always around the same amount of points. We need to go to the next level. How do we get there? How do we get there? Europa League semi-final. Sorry, final. We lost to Reims. Feel like we should have won that one. And Nelson Viper scoring 17 goals across the season. I feel like Nelson Viper definitely stepped up though. 20 goals here, 17 in there, and unfortunately, 4th round by Crystal Palace is just not good enough, to be frank. And we need to do something better. And I think next season I gotta change the formation around because it's simply not working. These 4 players, I feel like my forward line is great. I don't know what's happening. Why are we conceding so much? Why are we underperforming so much? Second most goals scored. We still had, okay, we scored 80 goals. That X is spot on our XG. Goals from corners scored 10, but we allowed 47. We need to strengthen the back line. That's what I see from this, and maybe De Ligt, he's a good player. Is it time for him to go? I think it's not. I think he's good enough. Martinez maybe. Is he a little bit too short to be playing for our team? Average rating across the last 3 seasons just hasn't been good enough. And Dalot is just not good enough to be in this team. And Alphonso Davies, I mean, he's been performing well. We've been scoring goals, so I'm happy with my front line. Do I need to put Ugarte in a more defensive role like ball winning? It's all about these small little things. But we looked at selection info, 41 goals from Nelson Vipin, 53. He has really stand out and stamped his name as the starting striker for the next few seasons. Florian Wirtz played very well. Garnacho, Pedri played well. Alphonso Davies played well. Trincao actually played quite a few games. Rasmus Højlund is, unfortunately, he needs a little bit more time. Maybe he's quite unhappy. We got Yoru, who I think I might let him step up and take Martinez out. Sheldrup, I think our goalkeeper as well, Onana. He doing enough to stay into our first team? It's tough to say. I feel like Onana, he looks like a brilliant goalkeeper, but his one-on-ones, his defensive part of his game isn't that good. His kicking, um, his positioning, I mean, they're okay. I just am confused how we are not a better team when we're scoring one of the most goals in the league. So I definitely have to have a look at the formation, go for a little bit more defensive. João Mario seems to be playing more games, so I'm happy with the squad. Is there anyone running out of contract? Yeah, our backup goalkeeper, he's running out of contract, so we definitely need to get one goalkeeper. Luke Shaw, we definitely have people that we can sell to make money. We have 86 million, but we're still working. We had 1 billion debt, now we're at 400. There's still a overall negative balance, but we gotta cut them down. That's probably why I always feel like my players get injured so often, and the board's not happy with the scouts, so I gotta resign some of these scouts. Did bring in an assistant coach that to try and help us, but we just haven't been getting any better. So I think this next season, definitely a change in formation is coming because I feel like this has to change, and maybe we're going to have to improve a little bit this back line here. Though I have a really strong back line, so it's kind of hard to improve. But let's crack on. Oh, January, oh sorry, not January, September the 1st. Let's show you guys my signings. Brought in 6 players. Aaron Ramsdale as a backup goalkeeper. Arda Güler, 12 million, very cheap. Diamande, pretty good player for us to join. Mateus Cunha joined on a freebie. So I'm very happy with that. Vanderson is our biggest signing, a player who can bring a lot of strength to the right. And then we bought Rogers Ibanez as a backup option. We sold 2 big players amounting to 100 million. Let's see. Tactically, we have changed things. We are playing an anchor on defend and a deep lying playmaker on defend. So it's the same kind of formation, but what I'm hoping is when the wing backs go back, the anchor will stay here, hold position, form a back three, and then this guy will be here. Kind of form like 4 people will stay back. The rest will push up. So I'm looking forward to this schedule. It has been very good. We beat Liverpool, Everton, Crypto Knights being absolutely done there. Garnacho scoring a lot of goals. Nelson Viper with a late winner there. Uh, yeah, so right now we are currently sat top of the tree. Well, second in the tree, but I'm very happy, and I feel like right now things are firing on all cylinders. So I'm hoping that things will go and keep doing this well, but we're gonna find out as we go to the end of the season. Well, it's season 4 and the signings were shown. We had a little bit of a good form coming into it and we won the league. Yes! Get in, finally! It took us a while, but we did it. It's 5 defeats, losing some questionable teams. Man City twice, but 85 points does the job for us. Very pleased with that. Couldn't be more happy. Can we top it off with a Europa League win? Yes! We have won. We have done the European portion plus the league portion. Nelson Viper 22 goals. He looks incredible. Lauren Wirtz, Vanderson was up there. Andrea Onana was in the clean sheets. A very good season, winning 2 trophies, making it to semi-finals with 2 others, where Wolverhampton knocked us out here and Tottenham knocked us out. So the winners, one of them was a team that knocked us out, but we have finished our goals already. What season is this? I think season 1, season 2. So this is season 4, and we have already won the Premier League, won in European trophy, and won the cups as well. So very pleased. Let's look through the league phase because we lost one game to Stuttgart, round of 16, beat Rangers. Quarterfinals, Liverpool got knocked out by us. That is a banging game, and that is a very. We got 2 players injured in that match, and they got one. Rennes, Juventus, and Club Brugge there. Semi-final, we beat Rennes. Very nice. And then Juventus lost to Club Brugge. Very, very weird. But we beat them 3-0 in the final. Very comfortable. Trincao, Osman Diamande, and Benito, who I don't really know who this guy is and why he's close to the first team and why he's playing in the final. But I mean, Gori played pretty well. He's a good player. Um, yeah, but we won that. The league, I'm even more pleased with. We kind of nearly chucked it away there. Past positions, we held first for a long time. Who was up there with us at the beginning? Oh, Chelsea. Chelsea really fell off. But look at that. We absolutely dominated in terms of we were always first for a very big time. But we look at selection info and 31 goals from Velvet Viper. Garnacho playing very well. Verts playing well. Playing everyone's playing super well. And our new signings: Mateus Cunha 7 goals, 10 assists. Vanderson with 12. Osman Diamande playing well. Very pleased overall. Even Arda Güler, he didn't participate too much, but he had some appearances. Very pleased, and we've got that debt down to 300 million. So yeah, we're very pleased. It's going down. I don't think we've received our budget yet. If we have, it's not a lot. But honestly, I don't know if I would sell anyone. We have a few contracts expiring, but I'm hoping that I can get some signing done as we are in 2027. So Luke Shaw would be leaving. He's joining Nice. He's already leaving, but he's replaceable. Uh, and that's it. Daniel Daga, I actually want him to get some game time. I feel like he's a good player. Andres Shaudrup, in 2028 we have Mozarari, who I don't know if he's going to be joining Napoli. He did have a good season there, loan fee of 7 million, a lot of money. That was Viper, we can always renew his contract, but very pleased, and I feel like the only place I should sign a player is that left wing back position, because if Shaw leaves, then we have an opening in that position, so we need to look for a left-sided wing back to cover. But I think I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with how the team went. Ramsdale did play a few games as well, got some valuable game time. The team is good, and it's working. The anchor position definitely helped us. Let's look at the stats because we scored 94. We scored 80 goals, so we did not perform very well there. We actually didn't perform to XG, underperformed their XG. Goals from corner, we scored a lot of them, but we only allowed 37, so a lot less than last time. But we also managed to capitalize on the games that we did win. Man City scored the most, and they're down in third, so we definitely managed to. But 85 points is definitely a step in the right direction. So very pleased. Financially, still in trouble. We're gonna try and still work around that in season 5. We have finished all our goals, so what else to do? Maybe to go far in the Champions League. Win the league again would be nice, but let's top it off. We're just gonna simulate to the end of the season. of next season and show you guys the signings to make it quicker. Last season and go. We sold a few players, including Mason Mount. Uh, also, Lisandro Martin, Chibo or Di Martin went to Bayer. I didn't see that. Luke Shaw left on a free. I picked up four players. Levi Davids as a replacement left wing back. Jeramas Gomez as Lisandro's replacement, and then Enzo Mitoz as a replacement for the other guy, and then Ivan Toney as a replacement. Well, more as a backup striker. How have we done in the league? The league, it is not a league win, even though we got 87 points more than last time. Two-horse race between the Manchester clubs. We beat them both times. Just couldn't win a few games there. That made us fall back. But did we win anything else? Runner-up. We won two competitions that don't really matter, but we got far in the other two, and in the Champions League we got a really unlucky draw. We finished in the top 8, and then we drew a team that was not in the top 8 that maybe should have been there, because Galactarized is there, which they shouldn't be there. We got unlucky. Got drawn against Barcelona. Barcelona, obviously, a great team. They made it all the way to face Real Madrid, but Barcelona is a very good team. So, but overall, again, maybe a drop off in goals. We had 20 goals for Garnacho. Our players aren't really there. Some players are scoring very tight with Man City. Man City overperformed their XG. We conceded a bit more this time around, which cost us the well the trophy. But overall, pleased with the season. Pleased with the rebuild. This team is very young. If you look at this team now, their oldest player is 33, Ivan Toney, but I bought him in. Andrew Onana, Mazraoui, probably players that could be sold if you take on the save, but I think it took us a while, honestly. It was harder than I expected, especially with the financial trouble, but as you can see, we're kind of fixing it slowly but surely. But I'm very pleased because every season I feel like we managed to really improve our team. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.